Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unitech Logics. Today we will discuss about high level of technologies Microsoft and how many top products of Microsoft. Now it starts. These are the top 10 Microsoft products of all time. Windows XP, Bing, MS-DOS, Microsoft Solitaire, Visual Studio, Xbox 360, Microsoft Office, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Azure, Windows 95. Number 10. Windows XP. With each iteration released very few years, Windows operating system has under undergone some major revamps over the past decades. Microsoft took the experience gained from each iteration and created a version of Windows that held the top market share of computer operating system. The end result was Windows XP, and its default desktop picture is now synonymous with stability and innovation. All user, whether it was the consumer, developer, student, small business, or enterprise, was using Windows XP heavily from its launch in 2001 all the way until the beginning of the 2010 decade. Some people still praised it as the all-time best version of Windows. Number 9. Bing. You might know Bing as the search engine that is historical, overshadowed by Google. Bing is without a doubt not as popular, but can proudly claim the title of second best behind the search engine that already has a place in dictionaries. To Google something is to look it up on Google. The power of beginning comes from Microsoft's virus experience with the search engines that preceded it. These include MSN Search, Windows Live Search, and Yahoo Search. Yahoo Search has a long and storied place in the finance and medical industry. This gave Bing access to previously compiled indexes. Number 8. MS-DOS. MS-DOS, short for Microsoft Disk Operating System, was the premier operating system for IBM personal computer in the 1980s and 1990s. It is a classic interface with simple natural colors that consolidated many different user interfaces and systems before the visual operating system that we know and use come to be, making them more attractive and widely used among mainstream users. You could say MS-DOS truly defined the personal in personal computers. Number 7. Microsoft Solitaire. Back in the 19s, Microsoft faced an issue that would affect its software's ease of use and usability. Computer Mac were just starting to become popular, and Microsoft had adopted the mouse and pointer method for navigating the graphical user interface of Windows. The average consumer didn't know how to use the mouse. Microsoft tackled this issue by bundling the Solitaire cards games with its operating system, starting with Windows 3.0 in 1990. The game taught user how to use, move, click, drag and drop, the basic motions and actions required for using a mouse. Many users were also intimidated by the GUI of Windows and the mouse, but Solitaire is aced this daunting challenge. Solitaire is included in the new version of Windows even today, paying homage to an integral piece of software that may have influenced at an entire generation. Number 6. Visual Studio. Microsoft Visual Studio is used to develop computer programs, web services, and mobile applications. The first version of Microsoft Visual Studio was released in 1997 and it gave developers great flexibility with its bundled toolkit, creating an overall better experience and providing different angles with various development languages, framework and tools. Since 2015, Microsoft has dedicated their visual team to adding utility to Visual Studio, revamping the already great interface and overhauling overhauling the toolset to make development more efficient. Number 5. Xbox 360. Microsoft entered the gaming console war with the release of the Xbox in 2001. It featured online game service where players could compete with each other without being in the same room. There was also an intuitive users interface and buddy list system. The Xbox 360 built upon all of this and was released in November 2005. Over 75 million multiplayer games, with games like Halo and Gears of War. The Xbox 360 proved that online gaming communities could exist on gaming consoles. The Xbox team at Microsoft went above and beyond with the release of Kinect, a webcam mounted peripherally for the Xbox 360 that enabled games to play games with motion, gesture, and oral commands. For its time, Kinect was truly a technological ingenuity, and that puts the Xbox 360 in the top 10 Microsoft products. Number 4. Microsoft Office. It's hard to imagine the beginning of the digital era without text editor. The launch of Microsoft Word, followed by Excel and PowerPoint in the mid 1980s, was the precursor to the release of Microsoft. These three programs were released separately, with many more Office programs to follow in later years. Microsoft released Office 95 in 1995, which bundled Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Schedule, Plus, and Blender professionals and everyday normal consumer around the world have since been utilized homogeneous content creation, editing and management. Today we applaud the efforts of the Microsoft Office team from its humble beginnings to the now cloud-based Office 360 that helps business power their management teams in addition to offering the great programs that we know and love. Number 3, Explorer. The history of web browsers is relatively young. It all began with the grandfather of web browsers, Mosaic, hand in hand with Yola, www. The evolution of these systems lead to be released Netscape and subsequently the creation and release of Internet Explorer in 1995. Netscape is no longer with us today, but Internet Explorer is still going strong. While Microsoft Edge replaced Internet Explorer, many professionals are still using Internet Explorer to maintain compati- compatibility for older websites. Internet Explorer was also the default web browser bundled with every version of Windows for many. The first access to the World Wide Web as through Internet Explorer. This program and its name itself will remain timeless. Number 2, Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is a cloud web service and arguably a product that can become the next transcendent Microsoft product. Azure is in many ways the feature of Microsoft. It offers virtual machines, app services, SQL database, storage, framework, development tools, and so much more for business seeking digital transformation and professionals. 95% of all Fortune 500 companies use Microsoft Azure. It offers unprecedented horizontal and vertical scalability that enterprises and corporations are constantly striving for. It operates as a software as a service SaaS, infrastructures as a service IaaS, IaaS, and platform as a service PaaS. And number 1 is Windows 95. Our number 1 in our top 10 Microsoft products of all time is without a doubt Windows 95. It really needs to introduction, great functionality. Windows File Manager, Program Manager, Windows Explorer, Print Manager, and Dynamic Interface are just a few reasons why Windows 95 is at the top of our list. This fully integrated version of Windows and DOS and offered built-in internet support and came bundled with Internet Explorer. The interface of Windows 95 was so great and useful that every version of Windows succeeding Windows 95 uses an upgraded version of the original user interface. It's the interface that hundreds of millions of people around the world are familiar with. A desktop with icon, a start button that gives access to program, and a taskbar that display the programs that are currently running. Windows 95 was released during the dot-com boom and certainly assisted in connecting millions of users to the World Wide Web for the very first time. It's hard to describe its place in technology history, and its impact will remain undeniable for eternity. Thank you for watching. So guys, this is the top 10 Microsoft products which are high level in the market, in the technology market. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. Inshallah meet you on next topic.